Hi y'all, Michael here. Today is Sunday, October 31st, 2021. It is Halloween, and I'm here at Stewart Park. Let's go explore the place together. Come hang out with me. Try and get a little history here just by looking around. It looks like we have some dedication bricks here. Just looking at some of them, they're quite old. Eileen's Over the Rainbow, the Efflers, Colony Optical, Berkshires, Texas Waste Management. Some of these are dated in 1975, some of them are dated a little bit later. Colony Park Baptist Church. This one's interesting. The mortar's been taken from around it. There's this earth under there. Bill's department store. I remember that being out here. A lot of things here, or bricks here, from businesses that are no longer out here. Looks like these RVers spent the night last night making pumpkins. Got all the tools still on the table. There are very few RV spots here, but most of the spots out here are for tent camping. If you've been watching my videos, you know that I am an amateur radio operator, or a ham, I guess you would call it. And the Lake Erie Amateur Radio Club is just meets down the street from here in an old building that used to be a Blockbusters. But they did come out here from time to time to practice their sport, I guess you can call it, being amateur radio. They'll set up antennas out here. They won't use the power out here. They actually provide their own generators, so it's considered emergency power because they are amateur radio and they are hams. But looks like we got some GFCI outlets out here that I haven't seen before. The colony's really done some improvements out here. It's really nice. If you haven't been out here lately, you need to come out. I did notice that we have lots of cameras here. We have one over there that they can rotate. And I saw one up here. So they are watching to make sure everybody stays safe out here and that it doesn't get vandalized. Nice little sand volleyball court here. Looks like a few people played on it recently. I think I'll go by Walmart and pick up a volleyball, see if I can get my family out here. Have a little fun. Nice little basketball hoop here, a little half court. Need to get some paint on this concrete. The concrete looks very nice. And a large playground. And yet another free library, or little free art library. This is part of the Colony Library, or friends of the TCPL, which is the Colony Public Library. We got quite a few of these around town, and it looks like they're being well respected. Not too long ago, we used to have pirate days out here. I'm not sure if that's still a thing, but it was quite the festival. Quite a few people out here. Had one guy walking around here that looked like Johnny Depp. But they kind of went on with that theme here with this playground. Looks like it's an ocean research vessel, rather. Almost a festival. But we need more festivals out here. It's been a while. And they have a little playground here for the toddlers, and it's called Animal Tracks. So it's got a little theme as well. Going on with the theme of the ocean vessel here, you have X marks the spot. And on the other side, it's got animal tracks as well. And I believe we have every animal here except the black bear. I haven't seen any black bear out here. But there's a possibility of seeing every other animal out here. On this play structure that's connected to it is the ASL sign language guide here for the alphabet. Just to let you know, I grew up with a foster care sister for about 7 years, and she was deaf. So I grew up learning sign language. I haven't used the language that much lately, so I've probably forgotten a lot. I'm probably very rusty on it, but at one point I was conversational with my sign language ability. It's been a while, though I still use it from time to time, just talking between my wife and I. She actually had grandparents that were deaf and an uncle that was deaf. So she was in the deaf culture as well. They have auditory playground equipment as well. This one's labeled raindrops. I guess when you turn it, it's gonna sound like raindrops. This one says spin it here, hear it here. Speaking of spinning, take a whirl or two around this thing. Wonder how fast I can get it spinning. Looks like we also have English to Spanish translations here. Apparently this is the area you're supposed to jump. Got all kinds of critters jumping there. You have an actual map of the area. So there's Tourist Creek Park. Apparently there's treasure here. You rarely see any RV spaces open here, but this is the park host spot. And I guess we don't have a park host at this point. But we do have electric hookups here, and that looks like 50 amp. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. And right here would be the breaker panel. And it looks like we got a lot more breakers than just the 50 amp RV plug. I was right. It's written right there, 50 amp. And I'm guessing the entire RV park is fed from this meter right here. It does appear that the park host has sewage here, as well as water. It's on the opposite side of the rig that you normally have. Most sewage and water is going to be on the left side of the rig, but this one's on the right if you're backing in here. I'm just guessing here. They probably park the opposite direction since they're going to be here for a while, so they'll just kind of pull through because it looks like there's no stop on the other end here. So that may be why it's set up that way. But something I didn't realize was here, they have a dump station. No fresh water or gray water, or water to flush your dump tanks rather, but they do have a dump station. Has this always been here? Or is this something new? I don't know. I've seen a bit of wildlife out here. There's some ducks just chilling on the water Sunday morning. And this is the new beach, new, N-E-W. And earlier this week, or last week rather, I guess this is a new day of the week, we had some very strong winds. So a lot of the sand that's left is hard packed. Guess we need to pour some more sand out here. Those were some wicked winds. Kept losing power and internet over and over on Thursday and Friday last week. In fact, it looks like a lot of the sand has passed the barrier here. They have a concrete barrier for the sand to be in, so we have sand dunes of sorts. In fact, you can see it all the way down here on the other side of the sidewalk. Love the benches here. It's a great place to watch the sunrise in the morning with your cup of coffee. Speaking of which, I put my cup of coffee down somewhere around here. I have no clue where it is. When I said there was a windstorm, there was a windstorm. Holy cow, that thing's been over. That wasn't like that on my last video out here, which was a day on the lake. I'm sorry, if you can't see the lake out here, that's just kind of a funny sign. I guess if you're driving in the dark, you might not see the lake. Speed limit out here is 10 miles an hour, so hopefully you're not going that fast. This used to be my fishing spot here all the time. Not that it isn't anymore. They got a fishing pier over there, but here on the marina side, there's usually some good fishing. I used to fish here all the time. Need to start doing that again. I'm going to guess at one time this was a boat ramp. No longer is. That is just out of reach. But that looks like a Coors Light and a koozie. Plenty of wildlife out here. We got quite a bit of erosion here. And they solved it with some bags of concrete. Lots of bags of concrete. Very cool looking wall though. In fact, they even have some drainage down there. But it looks like it's eating past the wall here a little bit. Well, that bums me. I put my coffee down somewhere and I'm not sure where it is. It may have blown off somewhere. Don't like to litter. I featured this dock on another video, but it's so nice I'll show it to you again. If you want to know what the fishing regulations is for Lake Louisville, here it is. Plus, it's published. You can find it everywhere. But a lot of fishing spots will have a sign. But I kind of like the what you can do and can't do here, especially in small wave at boats. Have a picnic with someone special. Rest, relax, and enjoy being on the water. And please put your trash in appropriate waste receptacles. And I'm guessing that their normal hours out here at the park are 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. But starting November 1st for the winter time, it's going to be 7 to 7. And that's actually starting tomorrow, November 1st. This is such a well-built pier too. It's meant to be here for a long, long time. No wood out here. It is metal and composite materials. In great shape too. Obviously you can handle windstorms pretty well. Man, this is nice. I was trying to figure out what that was, but it looks like a little light that shines at night so boats don't hit this dock. I'm figuring there's a bait station, but looky there. There is a bait station right underneath it. Somebody left it here. Or it broke off. No, it's still here. Here's a cord for it. If you lost your bait holder, here it is. Come pick it up. In fact, I got one just like this. Looks like they have one of these lights at every corner. There's one there as well. That's the other side down there. This family just pulled up as I was walking around here. And they're actually setting up for church out here. They're with the church on the lake. Or church by the lake, rather. And they meet out here every Sunday at 10:30 at Stewart Creek Park. If you're interested, you can click on that QR code. Take a picture from your device or television there. They also have a little scripture back here. They said it's nice because if you're out here camping or people that normally don't like brick and mortar churches, it's a great place to come. They're setting up right by the old beach here. This is the old beach. We used to have things out here marking off that as a swim beach. Got one person out there swimming. Has a little orange bobber behind him that he's dragging. They used to hold the July 4th Freedom by the Lake, or on the lake, out of here. In fact, they would launch the fireworks off there where the golf course is, the tribute golf course. And this little display is a little worse for tear, but they have kayaks and paddleboards here for you to rent at paddleeasy.com. We did have quite a wicked storm out here, so that may be the reason why it looks like nobody's been here in a while. I'm sure they have. Even the life vest locker here has been kicked open. They do have a solar cell there, probably to power any security equipment they have. In fact, here's another little cage full of kayaks. And it looks like they have a signage there for a group called TripleThreatTough.com, training for triathlons. Right by the old beach here is a trail system, an off-road trail. I've known it was here for a while, but it's been a long. I've never been out here. And these are the type of trails I enjoy. This is gorgeous. Why haven't I been out here before? Little drain off area. This is absolutely beautiful. I hear some kind of critter in there. It's moving awfully slowly. Oh, there it is. Squirrel. I gotta say, that is a very cool path. They don't want motorized vehicles there. But they do have a bit of a warning. Looks like the Girl Scouts put this out here for us. But there is poison oak and poison ivy out here. It's the Stewart's Creek Park Nature Trail. How cool is that? I've lived out here since around 2002. Didn't know about that. So here's a big sign. Looks a little low res, a little pixelated, but hey, it works. The Stewart's Creek Park Nature Trail System, or information. Shows all the different types of trees there and the animals. And I'm surprised they didn't pick coyotes and bobcats. Those are pretty popular around here. I have a Ring doorbell at home. My goodness, I get alerts about coyotes and bobcats all the time. More so bobcats. Someone left their water bottle here. They may be in the restroom, so I'm not going to throw it away. But this is kind of cool. It's a picnic table set up for a wheelchair. How cool is that? In fact, the other side just has the plain Jane bench for a picnic table. Very cool. Well, these are the restrooms in a shower house. Apparently there is they now have showers. They may have always had showers. But one time somebody actually crashed their car in here and busted the side of the wall in. And thankfully they repaired it. A lot of dents in those water fountains there. I'm guessing that's just debris hitting it at a high speed due to winds. Just know, if you're camping here, bathrooms will be closed 15 minutes prior to park closing, so please plan accordingly. So they do have porta potties out here, but as far as showers and stuff, you gotta wait for them to open. Here we go. This park is known to be home to wildlife, specifically bobcats and urban coyotes. Please don't feed the wildlife. This park does have a very large field, which is great for pickup games of flag football and frisbees and stuff like that. It would be kind of nice if they developed this field a little bit more. It is nice having a big patch of grass, but maybe a few more RV spots would be cool. Or some other games and recreation type things out here. In fact, it looks like some lines are painted out here. Maybe for soccer or something like that. Not sure. Just some random lines. You know, by the way it looks like it might be spots for vendors and such during the festivals. I bet you that's what it is. It is an interesting mix of grasses out here. It does create a unique pattern. Make that journey across that big field there, you're going to come up to the horseshoe area. It looks like these have only one pipes on this side, or rods rather, but that one is missing one. Pretty cool, they got plenty of them around here. Just that one's missing the rod or the stake. I don't know what you call it. I don't play horseshoes with it very often. Go look at this placard here. And it says nothing. Hey, up there is a park host. There's actually a trailer there. Or maybe a different situation or setup. It did say park host up there one time. But out there in the distance, way out there, you'll see the entrance to the park. And right across the street from where the park host, or whoever that is over there, looks like a day use area. There's the boat ramp with the dock there for you to get on the boats. And some nice little picnic tables with park grills. Earlier at the nature trail was a sign that was placed there by the Girl Scouts, and it showed the different types of poison oak and poison ivy to watch out for. Had nice photos to identify it as well. But I didn't realize it. The Girl Scouts is over 100 years old. In fact, they have a plaque here stating that. Started in 1912, and 2012 they celebrated their 100th anniversary. Now, I'm going to assume that they actually planted this tree here. Being 9 years, the tree has grown up quite a bit. Now, the way that campsite is set up, I think they're there longer term, because it is very well decorated and very nicely done. It's not the park host, it's somebody else, probably an employee. Most of these picnic tables out here are square with 4 seats around them, except for this one over here, the concrete slab. Well, I take that back. That is a park host. And if you look at it, their pickup has a magnetic sign on it saying park attendant. But what a nice place set up. That is really neat. Well, that's Stewart's Creek Park. Thanks for hanging out with me today. If you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and click that subscribe button and ring that notification bell if you're on a mobile device. That way you'll know about the next videos that we have coming up. But for now, y'all take care, be safe, bye. I found my coffee cup. In the trash it goes. Don't mess with Texas.